What's going on, everybody? I hope you're having a great freaking weekend. As you may know, if you watched my stories yesterday, or even on Friday, I attended Rachel Hollis's Rise Live. If you're not familiar, Rachel Hollis does a conference all over the place. She's been doing it for the past 2 years. It's called Rise. She does business conferences, she does women's conferences. And if you're not familiar with Rachel Hollis, she's all about motivation. She's all about self-improvement and helping you get there. So considering what I do, she is a hero of mine, a huge role model, and I just adore her. I have wanted to go to one of her conferences for a really long time and was not able to because of life or because of finances. So when I saw that she was doing a live conference, I immediately signed up because I thought, when else am I going to have this opportunity? And it was absolutely magical. It was everything I thought it could be and more. So I wanted to take some time and go over the top 10 things that I learned yesterday on this 8-hour conference. Again, it was incredible. If you ever have the opportunity to go to one of her conferences, please do it. Please do it. You will not regret it. All right, so we're gonna jump right in. I have my notes here because it's a lot. All right, so number one, everything is happening for you, not to you. I'm sure this is something that you've heard in the past, but it's really freaking true. And I heard multiple speakers bring this up yesterday because the topic of yesterday was courage. And it was courage because we're living in a really uncertain time right now. And it takes courage to get through every day. So you having the courage to overcome what's going on and for you to see a different perspective of what's going on is so, so powerful right now. So remember, everything is happening for you, not to you, okay? Perspective and mindset was a big thing yesterday. They talked about the differences between the two. So perspective is really based on your past, based on your experiences. Your perspective is your reality. Everybody has a different perspective of a situation based on their past experiences, based on their knowledge, based on their beliefs. Your mindset is what you think about what you're seeing going on, right? So we really need to remind ourselves that our perspective is our driving force during this time, right? So based on your past experiences, whether that's good or bad, that's going to drive how you function during this time, right? So the example that Rachel used, which I feel like I fall into, she was kind of freaking out in the beginning of all this, but she's kind of chilled out because she's been through trauma before. She's been through hard things before. So she knows that this is going to come to an end. And I feel like I kind of have that same perspective right now, right? I've been through hard things. I haven't really been freaking out during this whole time. Of course, we all have questions. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know how long this is going to go on for. So there is that uncertainty, but I do believe it's going to come to an end. I don't believe that this is going to turn into a zombie apocalypse and be the end of the world. I think that we are going to get back to a normal place because I've been through hard times. I've been through hard seasons and it always comes to an end. Good things always come, right? So just remember that during this time, while this may feel like this whole thing is happening to you, try looking at it from a different perspective. Think about how this is happening for you. Maybe you needed this time right now. Maybe you needed some soul searching time. Maybe you needed that one-on-one family time. Maybe you needed a break from work, right? Whatever it is, find that positive line in there and it's going to help you through the next several weeks, hopefully not months, that we're going through this weird time. The second thing that I learned that I want to talk to you about is go all in, right? And this is one of Rachel Hollis's big things. I think she said it every time she spoke. Go all in, because you have to go all in. in. No matter what it is you're doing, you have to go all in. You have to show up for yourself. You have to do the work, right? You have to put in the effort. You have to go all in. If you expect big results, you have to do big things, right? Number 3 that I want to talk about. The quality of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. This is gold, right? Because it's so incredibly true. If you are constantly talking negatively to yourself, if you're constantly finding the negative in situations, complaining about things, that's going to be the quality of your life. That's going to be your reality, right? Your mindset is your reality, what's happening to you. So whether you talk to yourself badly and hold that negative space in your mind, that's going to determine the quality of your life. Whereas on the flip side of that, if the quality of your thoughts are so positive, right, and just so high vibe, and you're constantly telling yourself you're a strong woman, you can get through anything, this is temporary, right? If you tell yourself you're beautiful, you're enough, you're strong, all that on a regular basis, your quality of life is going to be so much different than that person that tells themselves, I'm not enough, I suck, I'm not good at this, I'll never be good enough. Your quality of life is the quality of your thoughts. So I encourage every single one of you to take time and evaluate your thoughts during this time, right? Are you waking up every morning and like, oh, it's another day of quarantine. This sucks. I'm going to be so bored today. What am I going to do? Right? If you're making the worst of it and you are holding that negative space in your mind, it's going to be a long couple weeks for you. And I'm sure the past 7 weeks has been hell because you're holding that negative space in your mind. If you change it around and are like, oh yes, another day of working from home, of getting to spend the whole day with my kids, a day, oh, you know what, I don't really have work today, I get to take a nap today. Whatever it is, however you want to look at it, change it around to positive. There's so many ways that you can turn things around right now. So remember, the quality of your thoughts is the quality of your life. The fourth big thing that I learned yesterday is that one of the biggest keys to confidence is keeping promises to yourself, right? Let's think about it. When you break a promise to yourself, right? If you're like, oh, I promise myself that I'm going to start drinking water tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and you drink soda all day, energy drinks, coffee, and you don't drink a lick of water. How shitty are you going to feel at the end of that day after you told yourself that you were going to drink water, right? You're going to feel pretty shitty because you broke a promise to yourself and because you're not hydrated, but that's a different story. But the more often that you tell yourself you're going to do things and you actually follow through with them, you're going to be like, oh shit, I am capable. And that is going to build your confidence slowly but surely. It might take some time, but it'll happen, right? The whole thing here is that if you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to be confident. That's really the definition of being confident, is believing in yourself, right? And every time you break a promise to yourself, you're removing a little bit of that belief in yourself. You're removing a little bit of confidence. That's exactly what you're doing. So stop breaking promises to yourself. Follow through. Right? If you think that you're not going to be able to drink, 80 ounces of water tomorrow, tell yourself to drink 2 bottles of water, 16 ounces of water, right? Little steps, right? Do little things. Don't do unrealistic things. Do these little things, drink those 2 bottles of water, show yourself you can do it, build up your confidence little by little each day. And within a week, 2 weeks, you're going to be drinking that 80 ounces of water like it's nothing because you're going to know that you can do it. Right? You're going to have already built that confidence up over the time that you can do it. Okay? So remember, keeping the promises you make to yourself is a huge part of building your confidence. And actually, something to add to that, something I heard a different speaker say, Dave Hollis actually said, confidence is built on integrity, right? So basically what we're saying here, do what you said you were going to do. Do what you said you were going to do. Confidence is built on integrity. The fifth thing, another piece on confidence, change challenges confidence, right? Where there is change, there's experience. And from experience comes confidence, right? Change challenges confidence, right? Embrace change. Being able to go with the flow and a pivot when necessary, that's gonna just add to your knowing that you have an ability to do things, and it's going to add to your confidence, right? Every little step counts. You have to do these things every single day, all these little things. The sixth thing that I learned yesterday, this is an analogy that Rachel Hollis used, and I love it, okay? So we're gonna think about our minds as a ball of clay, all right? Now, if you're familiar with clay, you know, you can mold it and shape it however you want, right? You have I don't know anything about clay like that, but you know, the thing that spins it, whatever, if you do pottery, don't yell at me for not knowing these terms. But you know, the thing that spins it, you know, and you can shape it into whatever you want. You add water, and as long as you keep moving it and keep adding water and keep messing with it with your hands and keep kneading it, right? You can keep molding it however you want. You can mold it into a pot, and then you can break it down and mold it into a mug, and then you can break that down and mold it into a jewelry dish, right? But when you stop adding water, when you stop kneading it with your hands, it starts to get hard, right? And it becomes in one state, right? And even further, once you put it in that kiln and it becomes hard, you can't change it again. That becomes its permanent state, okay? Think about your mind like that clay. The more you work it, the more you mold it, the more you do different things with it, the more capable you are to continue to grow, to continue to mold, to continue to adapt, okay? This is what really came down to was a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset. And a fixed mindset is where, you know, I have all the knowledge I'm going to get. Growth mindset is that I can always learn more, all right? And that's where this ball of clay comes in. If you have that fixed mindset, your ball of clay is going to be the one that had already gone in the kiln, or it's going to be the one that's been sitting there and nobody has done anything with. Okay, if you have a fixed mindset, it's because you don't do personal development. You know, you don't really believe in the fact that you can become more. But if you have that growth mindset, if you're that piece of clay that can constantly be molded and changed into new things, what do you think the quality of your life is going to be like? It's going to be so much better than being stuck as one single thing. Being able to change and adapt and be whatever you want to be, that's power. That is power. I just love that analogy, and I had to share that with you guys. Number 7, have an image of yourself that's bolder than who you are now. I love this because it reminds me so much of step 5 in Fierce 5, which is showing the F up for yourself. Because really, when it comes down to any long-lasting change, any success, happiness, it comes down to you showing up for yourself, okay? If you don't show up for yourself, why should anybody else? If you don't believe in yourself, why should anybody else? So if you're able to have this bold image of who you want to be, right? If you think about the person that whatever image of yourself you want to be, whether it's being super mom, right, and super wife, and being able to take care of everybody without getting anxious or sad or depressed or whatever, or whether that image of you is, you know, a businesswoman running a Fortune 500 company, you know, and pulling up in her Maserati, you know, and her Louis Vuitton shoes on, like whatever this bold image is, have it. And show up every single day as if you're already that bolder person. Because I guarantee the more you do that, the quicker that bold person is going to show up. You have to show up for yourself. You have to take action. Just show up. Be there. Do the things you're going to do, right? This is all tying together. You just have to show the fuck up. Period. Number 8. The 8th thing I learned that I want to share with you What we focus on expands, right? What are you focusing on right now? What are you focusing on during this tough time? Are you focusing on the fact that you can't go to the mall, can't go to Home Goods, the fact that you have to wear a mask when you go out, or are you focusing on the fact that, maybe you are unemployed, but hey, maybe it's giving you a chance to spend some time with your kids that you hadn't had in a long time. My positive right now is that, I keep seeing, I don't really have anybody else that I know personally that's a close friend of mine that's going to work every day. I am still going into the office every day. So my positive in all this is that while I wish I could stay home and work from home, or maybe get a little vacation in here, I am so, so grateful that I am working, right? So instead of focusing on the fact that, I have to go to work every day, everybody else is getting a vacation right now. No, I'm focusing on the fact that I'm getting paid. I enjoy my job, right? I'm lucky. I'm blessed to be able to do these things, right? So what you focus on grows. If you continue to focus on the negative things, guess what? Shit's gonna seem more negative. Let's go back to, what number was it? Maybe 3 or 4, whatever. The quality of your thoughts equals the quality of your life, right? What you focus on is what expands. It's the same thing, right? If you focus on positivity, you're gonna have more positivity. If you focus on negativity, you're gonna have more negative things. Plain and simple, period, right? There's shitty days you have where you wake up and you're like, I'm already in a bad mood. Today's gonna be a terrible day. And then you go to the store and they don't have the breakfast you normally get. And then, you leave there and realize, and then your gas light comes on and you don't have time to get gas. You're going to be late for work, and then you get to work and, you just keep telling yourself it's going to be a bad day, and just, everything gets on your nerves. It's because you're choosing to focus on the negativity. You're focusing on it, so it's expanding. I know it seems simple, but I don't think a lot of people really think about it that way. I really believe that many people out there do not understand the power of their thoughts. So they allow that negativity to breed, not realizing the bad effect that it's having on their life. So let's just remember, the thing that we focus on is what's going to expand. So let's focus on positivity. Let's focus on empowering ourselves, right? Let's focus on loving ourselves instead of focusing on all the negative stuff that's going on right now. Okay. Number 9, courage. I love this one. Courage is something you use. It's not something you store up, right? You can't collect a bunch of courage and store it away and then just use it when you want, right? No, it doesn't work that way. If you don't use it, you lose it, okay? Courage it's really hard. Sometimes it's really, really hard to be courageous and to be brave. But again, if you use it all the time instead of just storing it up and tucking it away, it's gonna be easier to use, right? And the less you use it, the harder it's gonna be. If you store up all this courage and then one day are like, oh, maybe I'll be courageous for 5 seconds here, it's gonna be really fucking hard because you haven't been practicing. It needs to be a daily practice, okay? Courage isn't something you use, it's not something you store. So if you want to be courageous, you have to practice it. You got to use it. You got to be courageous. You got to be brave on a daily basis. The 10th thing, I want to leave you with this thought. It was one of the last thoughts of Rachel of the day, and I think it's super powerful to remember. You're going to make it through this because, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. It's going to be okay because you're going to make it okay. You're going to get through this. We're all going to get through this hard time right now. We might not see it now, but I really believe we're all going to come out of this so much stronger, so much more grateful for the little things in our life that have been taken away over the past 8 weeks. But you're going to be okay because you're going to make it that way, right? You are strong enough. And again, you have all the tools. You have everything you need. You just need to show up, do it every day, and make the conscious decision. Okay? That about wraps it up, at least for the big 10 things that I learned yesterday at this conference. All this kind of stuff is going to be showing up over the next couple weeks, so I'm sure you'll be hearing me talk about Rise Live for weeks to come. But I wanted to sum up some of the big ideas for those that weren't able to go. And if there's one thing that I really took out of that day and that I really wish I could pass on to you, is to just fucking do it already. Just do it. Just step out of your comfort zone, make the change, believe in yourself, because you can do this. You're powerful enough, you're strong enough. You totally fucking got this. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you got something out of it, learned something. Comment below, let me know your thoughts. If you have questions, let me know. If you attended the Rise Live conference, let me know. What was your experience like? What did you get out of it? Share it with me. I love connecting with you guys, and I hope you have a great day.